on the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets. Oh, they're hollering and cheering and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue. So hurry up and come on down. Cause we got ourselves a ball from the Mets of New York town. Give them a yell. Give them a hand. And let them know you're rooting and you stand. Come on and meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and meet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life. Because the Mets are really solid the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town, of New York town.
I'm taking one.
Hey there, folks. This is CP Cards and Dice, and we are replaying another 2019 Deep Drive baseball game. This game, we are joining the action in the top of the fourth. It's a 0-0 tie. It's Jake Arrieta versus Zach Wheeler. We're going to get started right away. We're going to start rolling. It's going to be the top of the fourth. New York is in Philadelphia, and it's going to be Michael Conforto, J.D. Davis, and Ahmed Rosario facing Jake Arrieta. Both pitchers have been on. They both allowed only one hit. So both offenses have been lacking it up to this point. So when we play Deep Drive baseball, it's pretty simple. You read the red, then you read the white. Now, the green is going to be a modifier. You may or may not need to use it depending on the result. We're using a 9.8-inch iPad using iScore. It's in front of us. It gives us the field. It gives us the batting lineups. It gives us the scoreboard on top. Very, very easy and elegant to use. Simple. Not a big learning curve. If you're a little bit comfortable with technology, and if you're not, it's a little bit. It still does everything for you. It's a no-brainer. So these are the cards. They're pretty nice. So let me go over the cards for you a little bit. I don't have any lights on. It's just the outdoor lights. So let's see. Let's see if I can get this up. There you go. All right. So this is the side you read on. 0 to 49 you're going to read. It's going to tell you doubles or singles or what type of the single. The difference between a single plus and a single, well, a single plus is better to drive in runs. And a single, an SI without the plus is just better to get a hit. The deep drive is going to give you your doubles, your homers, your triples. You got a hit by pitch. You got strikeouts. You got defensive. This is where you're going to get your range hits and your potential errors. And then you got your outs. This is your deep drive section. Conforto hit some 30. We can look down here. He hit 33 home runs. So he's going to have 0 to 49 home run. And that little symbol means that you're going to have to check the ballpark card if you roll between 0 and 4 and 95 and 99. So pretty much it's going to be a home run if it's between 0 and 49. Now, even fly balls have a chance of carrying over the wall. So you have to roll there also on 95 to 99 as a fly ball out or a home run. So that makes it exciting. That, kicks up the drama. What else we got going here? You got the steal rating, 1B, not very good. Doesn't steal many bases. He stole 7 the whole season. And his run rating is null or lacking because he's just an average runner. So if you're an average runner, there's no quality there for you. It gives you different outs. So if you roll between 34 and 49 on his out range, you're going to roll. You're going to use the mod die, whatever. Let's say that came up a 1 when I rolled it. I would look. It's a pop up to the first baseman. If I rolled a 7, it would be a fly ball to right field, a deep fly ball. Now, if there are guys on base, you would look at the fly ball chart to see if, and eventually it becomes instinctual and you kind of learn it. You know what to expect, so you don't have to look at the charts anymore the more you play it. It's a very nice card. It's got the team name up here in red. It's got the A, which is his injury rating, which is very, very good, I guess. Good meaning that he's not going to be injured very much. He did have 650 plate appearances and played 151 games. He's 26 years old, and it tells you, talks to you, it's a trademark Chris Wood card, very nice. Now he plays right field, which he's very good at, and he plays center field, which he's terrible at. So you don't want him in center, you want him in right. I'm using actual lineups today. He's playing in right field. So that is the batter card. The pitcher card, let's look at that very quickly. All right, the pitcher card is going to tell you the pitcher's defensive rating. He's a 3, which is, I guess, average. A good, decent major league ball player can feel the ball. It's going to give you his whole rating on stolen bases. It's a +1. His endurance, 9. And what that means is every inning counts. And then if he gives up 5 or more hits in an inning, that counts. And that'll use up a point. Every inning uses up a point. If he gives up more than 1 run, that uses up a point. And however many times he goes around the lineup, that uses up a point. Usually guys with 9 or 10s can go about 7 innings approximately. 10s can go maybe 8 if they're having a really good game and even complete a game if they're really dominating, haven't given up any runs and so forth. So it works. Now this is his rest days. He bats B, and that has to do with your pitcher batting cards. Your pitcher batting cards right here. You get all different. So that comes, you can print out as many as you want of those. This is all in PDF. So that's your, and then you have your wild pitches. I'm trying to see if you can see this. There you go. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's see if I get it closer. You got your wild pitch, your wild pitches, right? And that's a D, not very good. Balks, A, that's very good. So he's not going to balk a lot. And his pickoff move is a C. And that comes into play when there's runners on base and you roll a 0-0 to 0-5. You're going to have to look at the pitcher batting chart. And I'll show you where that is. That should be right back here. Pitcher batting chart right there. This is your pitcher batting chart. You roll. If you roll a 63, it says wild pitch automatically. But if you roll a 49 to 62, it asks you about the wild pitch. Is he a B, C, or D? If so, it's a wild pitch. He would be a D, so he would have gotten a wild pitch. Now, this is the outs. So you have the deep drive range. Better pitchers have a less of a range. You have his singles plus range. That's the RBI single type. A regular single where guys just reach first. A walk, 63 to 66. Hit by pitch is 67. Strikeout range. Some guys have maybe 40 results as strikeout range, like an Edwin Diaz, right? Then you have his defensive rating, 75. That's where the range drop, range hits, and errors. And then you have his out range. If he rolls in this out range and you roll a 7, it would be a fly ball to right field. If you roll a 3, it would be a ground ball to third base. And then you have his stats. It tells you his age. So it's a very nice card. It tells you the hand the side he throws from, and that's the card. So we're going to get started. So I wanted to go over that in case you want to learn how to read those. And then you have the Citizens Bank ballpark card. 0 to 6 is a home run. 7 is a flyout. 8 is a flyout. 9 is a flyout. Pretty simple. 7, 8, and 9 are deep flies to the warning track. All right, so let's get started. It's going to be Michael Conforto. We roll a 43. That's going to be off Conforto's card. That's going to be an out. It's a ground ball to the first baseman. I roll an 8-sided. If it's a 1 and 2, he flips to the first baseman, which he doesn't. So Rhys Hoskins fields the ground ball himself, steps on the bag. 1 down in the top of the 4th inning. Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. All right, J.D. Davis. We are in Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. 0-0. That's going to be a deep drive on J.D. Davis's card. I'll show you how it works. It's going to roll a 3-sided die. We're going to look at the deep drive box. 0 to 9 is a park, and 90 to 99. We rolled a 71. A 71 is going to be in the doubles range. So he drives one in the gap, and that's going to roll to the wall. Whoever after it, and throws it in, and that keeps J.D. Davis to a double. A one-out double for J.D. Davis. He's on at second base. So the Mets have a scoring opportunity here with a run at second base, a runner at second base. Ahmed Rosario. You want to know what Ahmed Rosario is batting? Well, let's take a quick peek. After 74 plate appearances, he's batting .314. He batted about 290-ish, 287 in real life. So he's batting a few points higher, which is I prefer that than if he's batting 100 points lower. All right, so here's the pitch. That's a 39. That's going to be off Rosario's card. That's going to be an out. What kind of an out? It's going to be a fly ball to right. Fly ball to right. And deep fly balls, I would maybe potentially look to see if I'm going to move him, have him tag up. But there's no reason to risk getting thrown out, making the third out at third base. All right, Travis d'Arnaud still with the Mets. He had about 40. I'll tell you exactly. It doesn't give you his Mets stats, but he had about 40 some odd at bats with the Mets. He was batting .030, something terrible, and they just released him, DFA'd him. He ended up in Tampa Bay, and he had a pretty good season. Had a .251, 16 home runs. So I'm lucky enough I'm using his card from that time. So that's giving the Mets a little boost. That's a 32, and that's going to be an out. A 6 is a ground ball to the shortstop. And shortstop today is Kingery, and he throws out d'Arnaud, and that retires the side. Go to the bottom of the fourth, no score. Zach Wheeler on the mound. He's a hold -2. Rhys Hoskins, the batter. Good power for Rhys Hoskins, hit 29 home runs. That's a 17, and that's going to be a base on balls. So Rhys Hoskins walks. There's a run on first. See what happens now. That's a 10. A 10 is a single plus. Now, Rhys Hoskins is a slow runner, so he's going to hold. Even though it's a plus, it doesn't mean they automatically go. He's a slow runner, so he's going to hold there. It may give me like a question mark, but I'm not going to risk it, so I'm not going to even bother to look. Question mark on your chart, and this is the chart for that to see if runners advance. Got a little chart here. See, a single plus on a slow runner would have been a question mark, but I'm not going to attempt that with him and make the first out of the inning at third base. Makes no sense. You got a double Herrera. The one thing that this game does not have, and I don't think it's necessary, but it just doesn't have it. It doesn't rate players for their ability to bunt. All right, so that's a 62. This is going to be off Wheeler's card, and that's a walk. So this is 3 consecutive batters, base runners. A walk, a single, and another walk, and the bases are now loaded in a 0-0 game here in the bottom of the fourth. So Zach Wheeler has pitched himself into a crisis, if you will. Let's see if he can work his way out of this one. Mets are going to play the infield back. It's a little bit early. We're going to try to minimize the scores. And that's going to be a 60. Again, not where you want to be. And that's going to be a single. With Real Muto at second base, Real Muto is a very fast runner. So since he's a very fast runner, he may actually score on that single. Let's see what happens. So he's very fast, and with a single, it's going to be a question mark. So we're going to try to score him. So this is one run's going to score, and then it asks me what happens to Hoskins scores. Then it says what happens to the runner at second base, Real Muto. Well, JT Real Muto is going to try to score. So we're going to roll, and we're going to look at this chart right here. It's called the choice chart because it gave me the question mark. It's a 28. I rolled a 28, and he is safe. Throw is not nearly in time, so it's a 2-run single, and the runner that's on first automatically goes to third on the throw home. So it's a 2-run single for Cesar Hernandez, and if you look at the box score, the scorecard rather, you see the 2 little dots there, and that's the 2 RBIs for Cesar Hernandez. Michael Franco is next with runners on first and third. The Mets are going to bring the infield in now. And that's a 29. A 29 is going to be an out of 5. It's a hard ground ball to 6, and that may be, we're going to go for 1, and runners advance. So we're going to look the runner at third, and we're going to throw to first. And everybody holds up. 1 runner advances. So let me double check one thing here real quick on the infield in. slow hard ground balls result in the runner on third holes unless they are forced to hit, in which case they are thrown out at the plate. Regular ground outs. So what kind of ground out was that? That was a 29. It was a 5. It was a hard ground ball. So on slow and hard ground balls, run on third holes unless they are forced ahead, which means like if the bases are loaded, in which case they're thrown out at the plate. So we're going to go for one out here. So we have one out, and it's Jake Arrieta. So with second and third, we're going to let Jake Arrieta bat, and that's an 83. Infield is going to, Jake Arrieta, infield is going to be, I guess in. Doesn't really matter. In. And we rolled a 4, which is going to be a slow ground ball to shortstop. And I think this is another one. It says slow and hard ground balls, runner on third holes. All right, so another ground ball to Ahmed Rosario, who looks to runner third, takes the throw there, but then fires to first and gets Arrieta. 2 outs. Andrew McCutchen. Zach Wheeler. Here's the pitch. And that's a 39, and that's going to be on McCutchen's outrange, a 6. Again, another ground ball to the shortstop, Rosario. Throws to first, and that was 3 consecutive ground balls to the shortstop. But the Mets, the damage was minimized to only 2 runs. It could have been worse. They had the bases loaded with nobody out. So 2 runs come in. The Phillies lead it 2-0. Keon Broxton. Here's the pitch. It's an 88. That's going to be off Jake Arrieta's card. A 3 is a ground ball to the third baseman. Michael Franco throws out Keon Broxton, who's flying down that line. Zach Wheeler's next. And that's a 91. That's another out. 91 and 9. It's a fly ball to medium center. Odubel Herrera is out there. Makes the catch. And now it's Jeff McNeil. And that's a 17. McNeil, that's a base on ball. So McNeil walks. He's on at first. Pete Alonso. That's a 97. That's going to be an out. That's a fly ball to left field. McCutchen under it makes the catch, and that retires the side. So Mets lead 1 score none at the end of 4.5. It's, hey there, Alan Shaw. How are you, brother? It's going to be 2-0 Phils. Bottom of the 5th. Zach Wheeler still in there for the Mets. It's going to be a 47. A 5 is a ground ball to short. How's your 71 replay going? Any highlights you want to mention? Bryce Harper. And it's a 20. And that's going to be a strikeout. Harper. Fans goes after the curve. And now it's a 65. That's going to be off Wheeler. A 65 is a strikeout. Hoskins strikes out. So back-to-back Ks. Takes out Harper and Hoskins to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. So that was a great inning for Zach Wheeler. Jake Arrieta now. Now, Jake Arrieta, we've got to start looking at the endurance. Both one pitcher, Zach Wheeler, has a 10, and then Arrieta has a 9. So we're looking at Robbie Cano. Robbie Cano is 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch and hit a line drive to the third baseman. That's a double zone. No, that's a 0-1, which is going to be a deep drive on Cano's card. A 42 is going to be a ball that's laced into the gap, and Cano is going to be in with a double. A leadoff double for Robbie Cano. So the Mets are now have something going. Let's see, we're running in scoring position. We roll a 57. Michael Conforto, left-handed batter, at 57 is going to be off Arrieta's card, and that's a plus. A single plus, and a single plus with a runner at second. A single plus with a runner at second. Let's see. Single plus. If he's fast, Cano is average. So that would be a question mark. So with nobody out, I'm going to hold him at third. So first and third now. And up comes J.D. Davis. J.D. Davis, I mean, had a great season for the Mets. Batted .307 and almost 450 at-bats with 22 home runs. Played 140 games. He's 26 years old. So the Mets are counting on him to play third base this year, I believe. They let Frazier go. I was going to say Walt Frazier. They let Frazier go. He became a free agent. They failed to renew his contract. So J.D. Davis steps into the plate. Now there's nobody out. And this looks good for the Mets. It's a good opportunity to get on the board. They're down 2-0 here in the top of the sixth in Philadelphia at Citizens Bank Park. So J.D. Davis is a right-handed batter against Jake Arrieta. And that's going to be a 91. 91 off Arrieta's card. A 0 is going to be a line drive. We've got to roll 2 dice to see if it's going to be a double play. Oh, wait a second. Oh, my God. Hold on a second. Got to look that up. I know where that is. Hold on. Right here, lineouts. Okay. Hey, we rolled a 0-6. So on a roll of 0-0 to 0-9, runner is doubled up. Oh, no. That's terrible for the Mets. That's exactly what you didn't want to happen. So I guess it's going to be a, what was it? It was going to be a line out to the first baseman, and he's going to step on the bag, and wow. All right, so Michael Conforto is doubled up first base. Not what you wanted. Line to first, and then he's going to step on the bag. What happened to the runner at third? He's held up. What happened to the runner at first? He's out. He's forced out, tagged out, picked off, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Picked off would be 3. Tagged out, double play. Let me see how it wrote that. J.D. Davis hits a line drive to first baseman Rhys Hoskins for a double for an out. Double play. So J.D. Davis hits a line drive to the first baseman. Rhys Hoskins for a double play. There you go. That's close enough to what happened. So now it's Ahmed Rosario. Wow. Okay, that really stung the Mets here in what they thought was potentially a rally. All right, it's going to be 22 off of Ahmed Rosario, and that's strike 3. So Arrieta blows a fastball by Ahmed Rosario. And the Mets lost a great opportunity there to get on the board. 2-0 Mets go to the bottom of the 6th. Zach Wheeler. It's a 48. That's going to be off Real Muto's card. A 0 is line and caught by Rosario. So it's L6. Next is Herrera. That's a 0-7. It's going to be a line drive base hit to right for Odubel Herrera. He's on at first. -2 holes. He's not going to be stealing. And it's Cesar Hernandez. 50. That's a deep drive on Cesar Hernandez's card. And that's a 54. And that's going to be a double. Double, and Herrera's going to hold up. Oh, with 1 out. We may send him with 1 out. With 1 out, we may send him. He figured he'd be like really fast, but he's just average speed. A double, he can go. So we're going to try to score him. We're going to go to the choice, and we're going to roll an 81. An 81 says, here's the throw to the plate, and he is out. Odubel Herrera trying to score on the double by Cesar Hernandez, batting lefty. So that's going to be a 1-2-3. A 1-2-3 is going to be, for the right fielder, Conforto. So a double, what happens to the runner? He is out at home, tagged out, 9-4-2, excuse me. And what happened to the batter? He held up at second base. Now, I could advance him. I could roll odds he advances, evens he doesn't. And it's odds, so he advances to third. What happened to the runner? Advanced by batter. There you go. So he's on at third. There's 2 outs. And it's Michael Franco. So great throw by Conforto, a great relay by Robinson Cano, and a great tag by Travis d'Arnaud soon to be an ex-Met. He has just a few more games left with the Mets. Then he goes on to Tampa. He actually goes. This is interesting because he gets signed by, or he's given an opportunity by the Dodgers. I believe it was. I believe it was L.A. Dodgers. He gets like 3 at bats, and they DFA him again. So his morale must have been really, really low. And then he gets picked up by Tampa. And lo and behold, ends up hitting 16 home runs, batting 250 on 400 bats, 450 at bats. So that's a crazy story. Goes to show you how you can't give up hope in baseball. Might go for, or in life, right? All right, Michael Franco against Zach Wheeler. We could walk Franco and pitch to, but Franco was horrible. He got a 234, but he did hit 17 home runs. So do I rather pitch to Jake Arrieta, who's got a 0-3 to 31 strikeout? Yeah, we're going to walk Franco and get to the pitcher. We're not going to pinch hit in the bottom of the 6th for a guy who's got a shutout going. So let's just walk Franco, intentional walk, and let's pitch to Jake Arrieta. First and third, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th, 2-0 Phillies. Zach Wheeler on the mound looks in at Jake Arrieta. Just those strikes, bud. It's a 92, and that's a 3, and that's a ground ball to the third baseman. Davis fires the first, and then retires the side. So it was a nice move walking Franco to get to Arrieta. So leading it off is going to be Travis d'Arnaud. We're going to have a pinch hitter for the pitcher in this inning. So Wheeler's going to get pulled. Probably bring up the lefty, Dom Smith, who's normally who pinch hits. So that's a 94. That's going to be an out. It's going to be a pop-up to the right side. This is off Jake Arrieta's card. So you got a good variety of outs because you got 9 different outs here and 9 different outs there. So a good variety of different outs come with each batter. And it changes. The pitcher's outs will stay the same, but the batter outs are always kind of a little bit different. So Keon Broxton. And that's a 40, and that's going to be a strikeout. Keon goes down swinging. Curveball gets him. And now it's Zach Wheeler. We're going to get a pinch hitter. And it's going to be Dom Smith. Dom Smith is our go-to pinch hitter. Let's just have some go-to guys. So I don't have to spend a lot of time figuring out, who am I going to pinch hit with today? Dom Smith. And that's a 35, and that's going to be an out. 30 feet out, a 2 out, and that's a comebacker. Hard hit, but Jake Arrieta stabs at it, feels his position, throws out Dominic Smith, and that retires the side Mets. The Mets bats are nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. The Mets bats. Now let me take a quick peek and see who. Let's see, Phillies. Who the Mets had in the bullpen that I can use. Lugo. Lugo's around. So it's a close game, so I'm going to bring in Lugo. All right. So Seth Lugo, and then we got to tally up. We need to tally up Seth Lugo. Let's find Lugo. There he is. He's in. He's going to face McCutchen leading off. McCutchen leading it off here for the Mets in the bottom half of the 7th inning. It's 2-0 Phillies. Andrew McCutchen. And originally he was a Pirate. Then he went over to San Francisco, and now he's with the Phillies. That's a 38. That's going to be an out. A 5 out is a ground ball to the right side. Cano right there fires to first. And that's 1 away. Scott Kingery. That's a 58. 58 is a strikeout. Seth Lugo has great strikeout numbers. 57 to 78 are strikeouts. So he had 104 strikeouts in 80 innings pitched. and a 0.90 whip with a 2.70 ERA. So that's the guy you want to go to in a close game for the Mets. So let's see if the Mets can come back in this one. Bryce Harper. And that's a 53. That's going to be line base hit center field. So Bryce Harper is on with a 2-out single. And Bryce Harper's a 1A stealing. He's got a -1, so he's not going to do anything. Not a big runner, to be honest with you. Rhys Hoskins is dangerous because Rhys Hoskins hit 29 home runs, so we got to watch out for him. Here's the pitch to Rhys Hoskins. It's going to be a 95, thank God, and that's going to be lined and caught by Rosario. Leaping grab by Ahmed Rosario at shortstop. And that retires the side. Top of the 8th. Now he's got a 9 endurance, so he may be done. He's given up no runs, so he doesn't lose a point there, but he's been through the batting order twice, and that's it for him. He can't go anymore. So he's completed his 9. So I'm going to pull him. Now, if he's had 3 consecutive perfect innings, which he has not, he had 1, he would get a +1, but he does not. So we're going to have to go to the bullpen, and we are going to bring in what do we have up? We have 2 lefties coming up, so we're going to bring in a lefty. We're going to bring in, you know what, Alvarez. I'm going to bring in Alvarez. Let's bring in Alvarez. So Jake Arrieta did a great job. Jose Alvarez is in. He's going to face Jeff McNeil. Here's the pitch. That's an 86. Man, we don't get the rolls. So the Mets are not getting the rolls. That's a 7. That's a fly out right field. Under it is Bryce Harper. 1 away. Next is Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso is 0 for 3. Struck out twice and flied out. This is a 71. Another strikeout. So Alvarez blows it by Alonso, and it's Robinson Cano with 2 outs. That's a 13. That's going to be ball 4. So Cano walks. And next is Michael Conforto. Conforto has good power. We're going to let Alvarez go to Conforto here. That's a 0-9. Oh, man. That's going to be line drive, base hit to right. And with 2 outs, Cano may be able to go to third. I may have to roll for that, and I don't want to get thrown out. Let's see. That's a 0-9 is a regular single. On a regular single, it says question mark. I don't want Cano to get thrown out in third, so I'm not going to hustle over there. I'm not going to send him over. This is a single first and second. And we're going to bring in a new pitcher, a right-hander. We're bringing a right-hander to face Pat Neshek, to face the righty J.D. Davis. And this is how quickly you can make a pitching change here with the iScore system. So Pat Neshek is in there. Just click on the pitcher spot, and it gives you the roster. You click on the name, you hit save, and it's done. Yeah, it's real quick and easy. And you can tap on the screen, which is the beauty of it. I mean, you can't do that with Ball Score, which does – I mean, Ball Score, don't get me wrong, has a lot to offer. You just can't touch the screen, which makes life way easier. That's why I got a 9.8-inch screen here, so I can see everything and I can handle everything easier, and everything's larger. I started off using iScore on my phone, and I started my 85 Yankee replay with the Status Pro I have all the stats on my phone. But then, little by little, I said, hey, this is pretty cool, and now I know how to use it, and it's keeping everything for me, so let me at least – so let's say I want to know what J.D. Davis is batting. I just click on J.D. Davis's name. And I look he's batting – today he's batting 333. Overall, he's batting 275. He's got 2 home runs and 6 RBIs in basically 58 plate appearances. So all you do is click on the name of people, and it gives you that information. All right, so runners on first and second. We brought in Pat Neshek to face the righty J.D. Davis. So let's see if we can – oh, wait a second. That was a 0-9. Oh, that's a 56. That may work out for us. That's going to be a single plus. So this may get a run home with 2 outs. Cano is going to slide up to fast, and because it's a single plus, he scores. And Michael Conforto is also going to slide up. And does he go to third? Yes, he does. So both runners are going to get the extra base here. So one run scores, and the other one moves to third, and it's a 2-1 ball game now. J.D. Davis comes up huge. And next is Ahmed Rosario. Now, Ahmed Rosario has been clutch the whole season. Let's look at Ahmed. Ahmed's batting over 300 for the Mets in 72 at-bats. He's got no home runs, but he's got 8 RBIs, and he's batting 306. Pat Neshek versus the righty Ahmed Rosario. First and third. 2 outs. Top of the 8th. 2-1 Philadelphia. So Rosario with a single here will tie the game. And that is a 28, and that's not going to do it. We just missed the defense range. 28 is going to be an out, kind of an out. It's a ground ball to the third baseman, who's going to go to second, 5-4, and that's the force, and that retires the side. But the Mets pick up 1 run, so they claw back within 1. And Seth Lugo's still on the mound. He's allowed to go 2 innings right there. So Real Muto is going to lead it off against Seth Lugo. 97. That's off Seth Lugo. That's an out, kind of an out. We rolled an 8 on the mod die. That's a fly ball to left field. High fly, left field. Left fielder McNeil makes the catch. Odubel Herrera, left-handed batter. He's 2 for 2. He's single walk and single, so he's been on base all 3 times. And now it's it's a 19, and a 19 is a strikeout. Oh, wait, yep, it's a strikeout. Strike 3, Odubel Herrera gets blown away by the high cheese. And with 2 outs, Cesar Hernandez. He's a switch hitter batting lefty. 21. And that's defense. We're going to look at the defensive chart real quick here, see what that comes out to be. We rolled a 51. A 51 says the second baseman fielding. Only if he's a 0, and I can guarantee you Cano is a 3, so that's going to be a ball that Cano actually gets to. And he makes the out for out number 3. That retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Lugo in his second inning. So Lugo did an outstanding job. We're going to bring in the closer now. You have to, if you don't bring in the closer, you get a negative if you have a closer that can pitch. So Hector Neris is the closer. It says it right here. Yeah, I couldn't bring in somebody else with a better ERA. He has a 2.93 ERA. I could have a guy with like a 1.10 ERA, and I could choose to bring him as my closer. So that's why there's a modifier that if you don't use your closer, then you get a modifier that works against you. So sometimes it's better off if you bring your closer in. So Hector Neris is going to face Travis d'Arnaud, Keon Broxton, and the pitcher. The pitcher spot. Let's go real quick. What was that? No, I'm not going to fix that. I'm just going to let it be. Actually, you know what? I could do something here. Offense. No. Let's do that. Offense. In the 9th spot is going to be Seth Lugo. All right. Travis d'Arnaud against Hector Neris. Hector Neris had a 2.93 ERA, was 3-6, 1.02 WHIP, 89 strikeouts in 67 innings. Travis d'Arnaud. And that's going to be a 71, and that's going to be strike 3. So curveball gets d'Arnaud. And it's Keon Broxton. Now, Keon Broxton is a horrible hitter, but I wouldn't know that, so I'm going to let him bat. That's going to be a 76 again, and that's going to be strikeout. That's back-to-back Ks for Neris. Now we're going to bring in a pinch hitter. See if the Mets have another lefty. I believe we have Guillorme. Guillorme, I believe, is available to us. I'm going to double-check that real quick. Let's see if we have next game. I believe we should have Guillorme somewhere available. Let's try the game after that. don't see Kiyomi playing, and I don't see him in the lineup for days now. He may be injured, or he may have been sent down to the minor leagues. Let me go back one. Let me go back another. We're checking on the Baseball Reference to see if Kiyomi's around. And I've looked at a bunch of games, and I don't see him around this. I don't know who they have. Now, I know there's a website where you can go and check out rosters. It's called Baseball Sim, I think. Something to that effect. Paul Smith, Dominic Smith. Nope. I don't see Guillorme at all playing at all. So I'm going to bring in Juan Lagares to pinch hit. You know who I have? I have Brandon Nimmo. Let me see if I can bring in Brandon Nimmo. He's a lefty. Let's see if he was available in the first game. I know he's injured around this time in April. I remember that. So he played yesterday's game. Let's see if he's around this is the third game of a 3-game set. The Mets and the Phillies have split it. And let's see if he comes back. I don't see him in this game. Oh, actually, Wilson Ramos. You know what? I'm going to bring in Wilson Ramos to pinch hit. Wilson Ramos is going to pinch hit here. Right-handed batter, but so be it. Oh, no, it's Justin Wilson. Wilson Ramos. There he is. All right, we need a base runner here. And that's going to be a 73. That's not going to do it. That's going to be strike 3. So Hector Neris comes in, strikes out the side. Ball game's over. Mets lose by a score of 2-1. And we're going to confirm exit, and we're going to make the winner. Jake Arrieta gets the win. The loss is going to go to Wheeler. A save is going to go to Hector Neris. And then all the pitchers are going to get holes because this was a save opportunity in the hole section. So we're going to have Alvarez and Neshek are both going to have hold opportunities. I think that's how you do it. And that's all for this broadcast. And I'll run through the line score. Mets dropped from they were 10-6. Now they are 11-6, I believe. I got to check that. I think they were 11-6. Now they're 11-7. And they were 10 games over 500 in 2019. Line scores: Mets 1 run, 6 hits, no errors, 8 left on base. The Phillies 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 8 left on base. And that's the ball game. This is Deep Drive Baseball. I hope you're learning it as I go, and give it a try. You can get the 2017, 2018 World Series teams for $1, I believe. The whole season, 2019 season. They got 85 season. They have 2001 season, the 85 season, and the 71 season. So if you like the 70s, you got a season. If you like the 80s, you got a season. If you like the turn of the century, you have a that's weird to say that. You have a season. And if modern, they have the few modern seasons. They have 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm trying to get them to do 15 because that's when my Mets win the World Series. Although I'm replaying that using Ball Score and Stratomatic, which I will play some games today doing that. So that's it for this stream of the New York Mets at the Philadelphia Phillies. And I'll tell you who the next series for the Mets, and I believe is against St. Louis because I already cut out the cards and I already have all the cards waiting for me. So I believe the next series, and in reality, the Mets actually lost the game today. They lost it 3-2. This game was 2-1. So the Mets go to St. Louis, to the Cardinals. They're going to visit the Cardinals. It's going to be Wainwright versus Jason Vargas. So if you want to see some Cardinal action with Carpenter, Goldschmidt, DeYoung, Ozuna, Jose Martinez, Yadier Molina, if you want to see those guys, want to hear those guys, come back, tune in later when I replay another Deep Drive Baseball 2019 replay season. So take care, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and I will talk to you soon. Deep Drive Baseball. There you go. Take care. All right. Take care, Alan. Be good now.